So I returned back to Los Angeles, and Pierre stays in Paris. But we are emailing each other. I have an email here from him that says, Theo. This is using an online translator. Theo, since to France, I am to turn over misses you enormously, and I realize more and more that I cannot live without toi. Je thanks God tous les jours pour having to create this meeting, which frankly to change my life. You is a brilliant girl who gives me desire for smiling to the life, and to still learn and still full with thing. My spirit is with you, my life is with you. In short, I want to shout everywhere in the world, I love Theo, I am a nutcase of it. I am insane of it. I love you of deepest of my heart, and you know it. I love you with the madness. I am insane of you. I want to make full thing with you. Extra, extra. So, at this point, I can still either just have a long distance relationship with somebody that I barely know, not gonna work. I can pick up and go to Paris and just live with him, and then be one of those people who waste 2 to 8 years with somebody just to have a learning experience. Not gonna work. I really learned a lot from this person. I really grew as a person. I wasted 8 years of my life growing as a person. And I found when going to visit him in Paris that he was a truly truly kind person, and that was his reputation for people. And everyone that I spoke to had been friends with him for 10 or 20 years, and had all said the same thing, that he's truly a good person. He's truly an honest person. And I was like, then he's staying right here with me. So we were talking about getting married over the phone. You can imagine. I mean, I just started learning French the day or the week that I met him. So we managed to talk about getting married over the phone in each other's languages, using an online translator when we're using MSN Messenger. Then we planned our marriage that way. We talked together and tried to and just really counted on trusting each other. Well, I still had my dad to contend with, who had waited 31 years, something like that, and I never wanted to get married. And so I had to talk to him about it. So one day I emailed my dad, and I said, he already knew about Pierre. I'd already sent emails that said I met this terrific guy in a Hollywood hostel. He doesn't speak any English, and he's just wonderful. So he bought that, right? So and I said, Pierre and I are very serious. When he asked me, he said, what's going on here? What are we talking about? What level are we talking about? And I was like, well, we're pretty serious. So I sent him an email that said, since I'm coming to your house for Thanksgiving in November, since I'm already coming, maybe Pierre and I could get married, the weekend after, it's right there. What do you think of that? And he wrote me back and he said, the only thing he said was, that might be fun. No. So he knows, and I know I need to give him some room to think about this, to adjust to the idea, because I know he's going to have many, many questions. What do his parents think? What does his family think? What the hell are you doing? Stuff like that. A couple of weeks later, my dad accepts the idea. I mean, completely. He understands that this is really underway. We began planning the wedding at the end of September, and we met mid-August. So my dad goes crazy because he has to plan a wedding. And I just wanted to just tuck me in between Thanksgiving, and the family's already there. I don't want to put anybody out. I just want to blah, 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 and that's it. And he'll meet half of my family, so we'll get that out of the way. And he should meet them before he speaks too much English. And but I forgot that my father's gay, and so you can't just have some old wedding down at a courthouse. It has to be. So everything is meticulously crafted. The flowers. He had a committee of people on the flowers, and the food was all he had. He booked his one of his best friend's houses, beautiful home, and Bob, he had lent us his home so we could get married in his home, and did all the cooking and the cake and the food and everything that made it incredible. Pierre is freaking out because I'm like, we don't speak the same language, but I'm having to explain to him over the phone all these wedding preparations that are going on. And so Pierre's just like, you can imagine, he's just, he doesn't, what is he gonna do? So, oh yeah, and the thing is that I was very poor. Also, my housing didn't work out at this time while I'm organizing the wedding in September and October and November, from LA, a wedding that's going to take place not in LA, but in Maryland, okay? So my dad's organizing the wedding in Maryland, I'm in LA, Pierre's in Paris. While I'm having to do this, my housing for the university, because I'm taking 4 classes, my housing didn't work out. So while all this is going on, I'm homeless. So my dad is collapsing weekly. He's like this. So one week he's very, very happy and very, very sage. You know, he's like all about the wisdom of marriage and relationships and spontaneity and trusting your instinct and trust between 2 people. And then the next week he's just like, you're crazy. You don't know what you're doing. You're gonna ruin me. You're making the biggest mistake. Oh, I'll make a great first husband. All this stuff, right? I mean, sometimes I would just call him and he would just screech into the phone. It was just screeching. And there's a million gay people at my dad's house, like in preparation for this event. So you can imagine what goes on with that. So I don't know. I'm so nervous. I don't even know if Pierre's gonna show up. We know he has his ticket. His parents think this is a crazy idea. His parents will not come to the wedding. They just will not. Now my dress, I'm very poor at this time. I have no money and I don't have taste. You know, I don't have a sense of elegance, and I don't have a sense of the importance of the marriage ceremony as the bride, as the center of attention. This is her day. I don't have that. I didn't have that on my wedding day, and I just don't understand it. I go to Macy's and I look in the clearance rack and I see a dress for $100 and I buy it. Turns out to be $86 if I sign up to get a Macy's credit card. So the wedding is definitely on. It's definitely in the works, and we're having to get translators for everything. So we need translators for the ceremony, we need translators for the county court, and to make sure he knows what's going on. And so everything was underway when I left Los Angeles, just a week before the wedding, and Pierre was to leave on November 20th, my birthday.